Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. This is Vickie with VJ Designs, and I'm going to do part 3 of recycling greeting cards to make them into brand new greeting cards. So first of all, I want to say thank you so much for coming and spend some time with me. And please hit that like button and make me a comment after the video. I'd really appreciate that. Okay, so let's just dive right in. You see this adorable card right here. I mean, it is so cute. And you're like, oh, why do you want to cut that up? Well, I would like to recycle it. And I want to make 2 cards out of this. So the very first thing I'm going to do, and my chair is falling down on me. Do you guys have one of those kind of chairs where you're sitting there and then all of a sudden you find yourself slowly going down? That's the way my chair is. It's sort of annoying. Okay, so I'm going to, first of all, cut the back off. Okay, and then I'm going to cut this at, I have a mat prepared at 4 by 5 1/4, so I want to make this 4 3/4. I know we just cut off one of the butterfly wings. I don't like doing that, but we'll do, and make this at 5. And I'm going to cut it this way so we're not cutting that other butterfly. I want to have at least one of these butterflies on here. And I think, yeah, I'm missing his paw, so I'm not cutting the kitty. Okay, so there's the first one, and actually I can make 2 cards out of this. This will be cute also. So I'm going to do the same thing here. Make this at, this one's a little smaller, so this is 3 1/2. That's fine. So we'll make this 4 3/4. Well, we'll make it, oh boy, you can see his reflection in there. That's really cute. Let's do this. Oh, that's going to be too long. Shoot. Well, all right. I'm sorry. We're going to have to cut out his reflection here a little bit. This isn't going to be any precise cutting. I just want to get the main part of this little scene in there. Okay, so we're going to start with this one, and I have, I'm going to put it on a craft paper, and then I thought a black mat on here would be really cute. So let me get this on here first. Sorry, I'm going to try and stay in screen. I have my little tape here to remind me. Turn this so I'm facing the right direction. And get the mat on straight as I can. Nothing I ever do is really that straight. Okay, so now, isn't that cute? So now we're going to mount the picture. There we have just created a new card. And some more glue here under the corner. Okay, isn't that cute? And then, you know what? Look what I did. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I did that. You guys, it was already facing the right direction. So, like Dear Julie says, bloopers are included. Oh my gosh. Okay, so easy fix. We'll just cut this off. Oh boy. 4 1/4. We're just going to cut that off. Okay. And I have another. I have another one here. So we will just mount it right on the front of this card. Just like it's supposed to be that way. Shh, don't tell anybody, okay? This is our secret. Okay, it's already facing the right direction, so I'm just going to mount that right on the front like that. Brother. You know, nothing like doing it on YouTube. But that's, you know, this is... What you see is what you get. I'm not big on editing unless I have to. You know, and I had to learn how to do that. Splice 2 videos together. You know, learn how to take some out and add another video in. I'm having to learn to do all that. But I don't like to really edit if I don't have to, because it takes longer to load up the videos, and it takes long enough with my videos as it is. Okay, so there's one card. Now I thought what I would do is do this little, let's go ahead and make stamp. I have the stamp already. Okay. What I want to use, this is one of my favorite stamp sets I got from Mindless Crafting that has sentiments on it. And this one says, "Hi, friend." Okay, so I'm just going to cut that out. And I'm not going to fussy cut around it. Oh, that's kind of big though. We'll just cut as close as we can around it, because I do want to put it on a mat. Okay, so that won't be hiding too much of it. And I think we'll just mat it on this forgot what you call this stuff. Cardstock. This brown cardstock. It'll come to me probably in the middle of the night. Okay, so I'm just putting a little mat around this. Okay, and we'll put that right on there like that. And I'm not even going to need that a little bit shorter. Okay, that's pretty much even around there, so I'm just going to go ahead and glue that on the front. Sometimes I like to put dimensionals under here. But this one I think I'm just going to save time, I'm just going to put on like that. So there we have our first card. So cute. Probably would have been better just to put it across this way. But there it is. And this is light enough that you can write on the inside. Okay, there's card number 1. Okay, what did I do with that other piece? There it is. So let's try, I don't know. I'm wondering what this would look like on green with black. That would be kind of cute, I think. So let's try the green. And on this guillotine that I have, it's a Fiskars, and it's only 5 1/4 inches, but it does come out to the edge. Probably a lot of you have the same one. So I just made a little mark right here where I need to put my paper in order to cut it at 5 1/2. So that works for me really well, just so I have, because instead of bringing out my other cutter if I don't have to. Things get lost underneath. So, okay, burnish that down, and then let's make this 4 by 5 1/4. That's our mat. I mean, back in the day when I first started doing this, really learned about mats and all that, you know, you just take a picture like that and slap it down on the card and call it good, right? But look how much of a difference this makes. I mean, I love layering, and I learned a lot about layering from Bitty Penny and other people. I see other people's cards on like Craft Roulette or Mindless Crafting or wherever they're posting, and I'm like, oh my gosh, gorgeous. So there, I think that makes a pretty cute card. So let's get this down. Okay, and we'll get, I am facing the right direction. Okay. That was the other side of it. This was a really cute card. I had a hard time deciding whether or not I wanted to cut it up or not, but you know, you can only save so many cards. Okay. All right, there is an adorable card, and I'm gonna not put a sentiment on this one. I'll wait till later, till I figure out what I want to use it for. Okay, so there is card number 2. This one, and you know, I did some of the prep work on these guys just to save time. You know, and you all know how to cut the paper and do all that stuff. So this one was a card at one time. This came off, and I found this in my stash, so I must have just taken it off because it had come off. And I thought, oh, that'll make a really cute card. So what I did was I just cut a piece of cardstock for the base. And I am just going to put it on just like that. I'm not going to put a mat under it. I probably could and should, but sometimes I like to make very simple cards, and this is simple. This says thank you right here, so I don't even need a sentiment. And this makes a darling card. And I love the way this was done. This is ribbon. No, this is part of the paper, this strip. This is in the paper. And then they put this strip of a ribbon around it with beads of, this looks like somebody took, it's like iridescent thread and threaded on some beads here and went underneath the card and put it here and then threaded these little tags on here. Isn't that adorable? I love it. So, and then what I did was I cut out a mat that will fit inside. I mean, it is light enough where you could write on it. And, but I don't know, I think it dresses them up a little bit sometimes to just put the mat inside too. Okay. Gives a little more stability too, makes it more substantial card. So there's a great card right there. There's card number 3. This one is gorgeous. It's one of those big cards, and I took it apart back here. It was mounted on dimensionals, so I took those off. And so what I'm going to do is cut this front panel off. Let's see how I'm going to do this way, because those little butterflies won't go under there very well. Okay, so this is 4.5. So I'm going to cut it down to as far as I can cut it down here without getting into the butterflies. Get pretty close here. Looks like I'm at 3 7/8 right there. And then we'll cut a little bit off on the top. Oh, I didn't get that very straight. Good grief. Okay, and then we'll do this one at let's see. It doesn't really need anything else on it. So I'm going to make this 4.5. Okay, so that is the focal point of the card. And let's grab purple base. See how this fits on here. Oh, that's pretty. Let's see. We could put Wish I could hear you tell me what to do on this, because this is such a gorgeous card. I think what I'm going to do is put a mat underneath. A light colored mat. And this, maybe I have some here that's already cut. Yeah, here we go. This one's going to have to be almost 4 across to show. And we'll see what this does. I mean, what I could do is maybe something like this. Because, see, the mat, I didn't make the mat big enough. Okay, this is 1, 2, 3, and 7/8. Okay, I need to make this 4. By 4.5, I think. All right, so this is going to have a very small border around it, and I did not get that straight. I don't get it. Okay. I'm gonna have to cut off a little more on here. All right. Okay, I think that'll be perfect. Sheesh, that was a struggle. All right, so we'll just put that right in the middle of the card. What I could do is put some ribbon down here on the bottom. I don't want to distract from this too much, but I've got this white sparkly ribbon. Let's see what that looks like. What do you think? I think that would just dress it up just enough. Okay, so what I need is my little tape runner, if I can get it out. I've got all my glues in this one little box, and okay, so let's run this tape runner across here. If I can get it to work. Helps to have it open. Oh my gosh. Okay, and then I'll put some in the back. So we'll put this ribbon on here just like that. And don't need it quite that long on either side. Okay, so we'll wrap it around the other side, and then we can mount this. I have one of those large tape runners that I use a lot. Lately I've been using my art glitter glue for, just because it's easier. So like this part right here, I couldn't really get the tape runner. So I'm gonna run the glue there and on the corners to make sure that this gets down good. And then just put it in here. Get this baby glued down really good so it won't come up. This is so pretty. I love this card. And we'll get it on here. So there's the frame around it. Okay. Isn't that pretty? I love that. And so we'll just go ahead and glue this down. And we will have ourselves another card. And we're at 27 minutes, so I'm going over my 20 minutes, but that's okay. I have a couple more cards I want to do that are really cute, because this will probably be the last one I do of this until Christmas time. But that is beautiful, and I think that ribbon, I don't know if you can see it shine, but that really added just enough. It says, "You are a blessing," and then I'll put a white paper inside to write on, okay? So there's card number 4. This one, I got all the pieces ready to go, and the next one too. This is adorable. I found this, and I think I had at one time, or somebody gave it to me like this, cut off of a card. Isn't he just adorable? I love his little tongue hanging out there, and his eyes are so expressive. So cute. I don't know if any of you have a dog like this. They're so cute. It kind of reminds me of a Scotty, but I don't think it's a Scotty. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, but it might be. So I got the mat. I'm going to put it on a black base, and we'll glue down the mat. It's going to be fairly simple, but it is layered. And I had to go into my Christmas stash to get this paper, and I got ahead of myself and I went ahead and glued it down on the mat. But this is in, I had bought this a while back. It's called Warm Winter Wishes. Not too shabby, and I love it. It's beautiful. And it's 12 designs, 6x6 sheets, and they're double-sided, so you get lots of options. So I already have this underneath, so I'm going to go ahead and just glue this down. I like to get as much as I can get done ahead of time, so because you guys all know how to cut paper and glue and all that stuff. So, and then I'm just going to put him right on here like that. And you could put another little mat behind, maybe red or something like that, but I think I'm just going to glue him down just like this, because we already have 2 mats on there. Well, and then this part underneath, and I didn't want it to get too busied up, but I think this is adorable. And then I will put a little sentiment down here. You wouldn't even have to put a sentiment outside. It's just gorgeous. It's beautiful. And then I'll put white on the inside to write on. So there's card number 5. That's card number 5. One more, you guys. This one I've done almost all the work to it. Oh yeah, I had fussy cut this out, and I thought that I could just put this on here like that. Isn't that cute? That's from that same set that I've shown before. For Mindless Crafting. It's one of my favorite sentiment sets. It's called Say Hello stamp set. And they always do theirs on polymer, the high quality stamps. Photopolymer, is that what it's called? Anyway, so on this card I made it a 5x7 because again, I had this circle, it was already cut out, and I must have done it earlier, or somebody else did it. And I was going to make a little bit larger circle behind it, but I put this on my circle dies that I had, and this is actually the size of the biggest one. So I didn't want to try to cut out a circle because I cannot cut circles. So I went ahead and put a mat underneath, and what I did was I used Tim Holtz mica sprays again. I think it was the brushed pewter or whatever it's called. And I don't know if you can see. Kind of makes a glimmer. So cute. So I made these little banners to put under here like this, and just mount this on here like this. And then I could put a sentiment up here on top. I'm not going to put a sentiment on today just to save time, but I am going to, what I'm going to do is put a little glue on these to keep them together where I want them. Okay, and then figure out where I want to put them on here. So let's just glue these down. I really appreciate, I just want to say to you guys, I really appreciate all your support and coming to watch my videos. I know there's so many people out there with videos, and you don't have to, but I really appreciate it. And like I said before, I put it off and put it off, and I had a lot of encouragement from people to just do it. And so here we go. So I'm going to just put that on there like that. Look at that's a brand new card, and I think it is so lovely. And I'm going to just put a little sentiment probably right down here. And it's a beautiful card. I mean, like, who would not want to get that? I think this is what I made this for. Yeah, because it has the purple. And I did fussy cut. Well, look at there. I already did it. So I think what I'm going to do is put dimensionals under this one. And we'll be done. Let's see. I'm going to cut this one. I think I can get one more on here. Maybe. I have to cut that little corner right there. Okay. So let's get this down. I keep looking at my phone, expecting it to say, storage is full. It's happened to me 3 or 4 times in the last few days, and it's very frustrating. Then I have to go through and eliminate pictures and stuff. I know they're all on my computer, so I don't have any problem. You know, it's just a matter of doing that. So, okay, let's get this on. I'm going to put this right here. So cute. I love it. Okay, so I'm going to stop right there. I had one more that I could have done, but just to give you an idea, it's this card right here. So I was thinking I could cut this part out and remount it on another card. And then take the inside sentiment and cut that out and remount it on the inside. So I'm still going to do that, I think. But, okay, so we have 1, 2, which I think I'm going to put this right here. So cute. This one, which I love. I love all of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards. We did 36 minutes. So thank you for hanging out. I appreciate you, every one of you. Please leave me a comment, hit that like button, and I will answer your comments. Okay? Thank you so much. Have a great day, whatever you're doing, wherever you are, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.